Hey guys, Chris here. In this video, we are doing the Motorway range test in the Mercedes-Benz EQS 584 Matic. Today, we are going to find out just how far this car can go on a full charge of battery on the motorway at motorway speeds. And even though, well, we're in the middle of December, conditions aren't actually bad. Between 2 and 3 degrees Celsius, sunny and dry conditions outside. And then at the very end of the video, we're going to put this car into a chart to see how it actually compares to the competition. And since this is the 584 Matic, it has a WLTP range of 675 kilometers. And even though we probably won't even get close to that number today, I think we are going to have a new leader on the board. So I am super excited. If you're excited about the EQS, please be sure to drop a thumbs up on the video down below. And also, if you don't want to miss out on all the videos I have coming on this car in the week to come, please be sure to subscribe to the channel and then hit that notification bell, because the next week of videos are going to be pretty awesome. So as per usual, we're starting here at the Eviny Bilkraft chargers at Centra. We're going north to the Mjös Tower and then back again, 233 kilometers round trip on the motorway with speed limits of around 110 kilometers per hour. So guys, we're now charged to 100%. We're going to get on the way and I'll see you on the road. We are now Oscar Mike, and I have to say, guys, that the EQS is so impressively quiet and comfortable on the motorway. I think at this point in time, this car is unrivaled in the electric luxury segment. And I know that is a bold statement, and usually I don't talk about driving impressions this early on in a video, or having just, picked up this car for about an hour ago, but this is so impressive and has really made an impression on me. I mean, it is amazing. It is impressive. So we're driving now alongside the Mjösa here on the left, and as you guys can see, it is pretty calm, and we do have a headwind of about 2 meters per second according to the wind map. When we passed the Minnesundbrua, a few kilometers ago, the windsock was blowing a little bit, and as you can see from the consumption, 24.6 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers. That is not too bad considering that headwind. And also the roads are damp and dry, so I mean, not the very best conditions, but pretty nice. And I'm really interested in seeing how much the consumption will drop or rise to when we get to our turnaround point, and also especially when we get back to our starting point, because this car with this low drag coefficient, and we're also now running in eco mode, we should be able to, well, get good range. That's what we're going to find out in today's video. So guys, we're just going to head on now, and I'll catch up with you when we get to our turnaround point. Check out the Mjös Tower, looking pretty nice with this sunset, or the low sun, it being, winter. Tomorrow is the winter solstice, so we have a really low sun, even though it is like only 1 o'clock. Okay guys, we're now at our turnaround point, and check this out also, this awesome head-up display. Usually I'm not a huge fan of head-up displays, but this thing, yeah, this is probably the best one I have seen with all the information, and it is so clear and bright. That is why I usually don't like head-up displays that much, because they usually are a little bit blurry, like in the Kia EV6 I've been testing the past week. It's just blurry. This is so much better, and actually is helpful with a lot of information. Okay, so we're now at our turnaround point. Consumption, 24.9 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers. So it has risen a little bit, but not too much. But now is the real question to see what will the consumption be when we get back. Because if we have that headwind now, that means the consumption will drop maybe to 24 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers, or maybe even lower. And also temperature outside, -3. We have had -1. We've had -3 as the coldest. So yeah, a little bit colder than when we did this test with the Kia EV6 last week. So yeah, I'm pretty excited to see what kind of consumption we will get. And also, like, check this out, guys. I just want to show you this. This is really nice. And if you want to check out the Mjös Tower, I will have linked a video down below, because as part of my 30 subscriber special, 30,000 subscriber special, we stayed at the Mjös Tower and the Wood Hotel for a night. So if you want to check that out, what that looks like, link in the description box down below. Yeah, look, this is pretty nice now, the lake here. That's why I'm calling it sunset. I mean, it's 1 o'clock, but the sun is pretty low because, yeah, tomorrow's the winter solstice, the shortest day of the year here in Norway. But okay, guys, we're going to continue on now, and I'll catch up with you when we get back to our endpoint. Here is our exit. We are now back to our starting point, and we're gonna stop the timer once we hit the roundabout right up here. And yeah, pretty impressive, guys. We're now at 24.8 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers. And remember that we have had temperatures colder than when we did this test last week with the Kia EV6. Today's between -3 and +3 degrees. And then we're gonna stop the timer here at 2 hours, 4 minutes and 30 seconds. And then we're gonna cross over here. Yeah, there's a lot of traffic here. So let's see, okay, yeah. So 24.8 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers. And we are now currently at, let's see, why are we getting a lot of messages here? Okay, let's see. So we are currently at 45% battery, is that correct? We're gonna go into EQ mode. 46% battery are we at now. So that means we have used 54%, a little more than half a battery. So we're gonna go here now, there's a little bit of traffic, and then we're gonna connect to a charger and see what kind of charging speed we do get now after a few hours on the road. Okay, we're now connected, 45% state of charge, and we are now climbing. It's interesting to see the speed here because, yeah, this battery pack here, this car is completely new. This whole platform is brand new for Mercedes, so I have not tested this, and I do not recall how, you know, the EQC and also the EQA have behaved when connecting to a charger, but it seems to be climbing fairly nicely. And guys, this car does have a peak charging speed of 200 kilowatts. This charger here is that we're connected to is a 150 kilowatt charger. And as usual, guys, this video is sponsored by Eviny Bilkraft. So if you want to support the channel, there's a link down below to download their app. They are one of the best apps here in the charging business, and I'll show you guys in a sec that you can actually get the information here on screen showing you charging speed, charging time, but also a charging curve. That is pretty nice. So if you live in Norway, check out the Eviny Bilkraft chargers. But okay, 93 kilowatts. I don't know if that is due to the charging curve or is that only because, well, the battery is cold. But we have been driving for a few hours, but we have been running in eco mode also. Some of these EVs do, you know, immense heat scavenging, like Tesla Model 3, Tesla Model Y, also the Kia EV6 Hyundai Ioniq platform, where it drains all the heat out of the battery. So when you first come to a charger, there's no heat in the battery, you're gonna get that slow charging speed. But still though, almost 100 kilowatts is not bad. And again, I do not know what this charging curve looks like. It may, you know, just only charge at 100 kilowatts at 47%, but I think I've seen some videos where it should charge much faster than this. But this is the speed we do get. We have now charged 3%, so been on the road for a few hours, connecting a charger at around 45%, and we're getting 94 kilowatts. Before we end today's video, let's take a look at the battery pack size, the consumption, and then calculate theoretical range. So this EQS 580 4MATIC has a net battery capacity of 107.8 kilowatt hours. That is correct, guys, 107.8 kilowatt hours usable battery capacity. That is a huge battery pack. So if we take that number divided by the consumption, 24.8 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers, and then subtract about 3% in heat loss, we get a theoretical range of 422 kilometers. So take a look at the board down below, or the chart down below. We have a brand new board leader, 422 kilometers, which is about 30 kilometers more than our previous first place holder, the Audi e-tron GT. But remember, guys, the e-tron GT was done in much milder temperatures, warmer. It was like late summer. Today's test was done in probably the coldest conditions we have done this test with, at -3 degrees being the coldest temperature today. So you cannot compare results between two cars done 20 or 25 degrees Celsius apart. You just can't do that. So if you don't know that, before you go commenting down below, those are two different types of conditions. And if we did the e-tron GT test today with these conditions, we would probably get closer to 300 kilometers of real world range. And also look at the column down below, percentage of WLTP, 62.5% of WLTP range. Again, being this cold, that is a very good result. And you may be also thinking, well, this car has a WLTP rated range of 675 kilometers, 422 kilometers is not impressive. But remember guys, also look at the column where the average speed, that is measured average speed, which is closer to 120 kilometers an hour on the speedometer, right? So you're going 120 kilometers an hour or about 70 miles per hour on the speedometer. That is your real world range. And if you went a little bit faster, you would have a little bit less range. And also I can't go faster because the speed limit in Norway is 110 kilometers an hour. So I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to break the law. But again, these are just, you know, you have to take these measurements with a grain of salt because they are not scientific tests. So there will also always be variance, you know, in weather and temperature and conditions and wind and all kinds of things that we cannot, you know, control in the real world. But this is a real world test, and this will give you a very good indication of the range and where these cars stack up against each other. So, you know, that 422 kilometers at that speed is impressive, and also it being cold. If it was summertime, we probably would have gotten more than 500 kilometers of range. And remember guys, going 500 kilometers on the motorway, that's going to be like 4.5 or 5 hours in the car before you have to stop and charge. I never drive that far in a car before stopping to charge. I like to go 2-3 hours, stop, you know, take a toilet break, get something to drink, stretch my legs. So that range is impressive. I am extremely impressed by this car today. So on the road, it's comfortable, it's quiet. You know, we're gonna do all the review and all, you know, the walkthrough and all of those, you know, things in detail later on in the week. But guys, let me know what you think about the results today of the EQS 584 Matic. I am very impressed. And also, before we log off here, guys, before we end the video, remember again, comparing this car to the EV6, which was done a little bit wetter, you know, and a little bit more rain and a little bit milder. This car is a much bigger car than an EV6. This is by far the biggest car we have ever done this test with. It is 5.2 meters long, it's almost 2 meters wide, and also you're thinking that this is a saloon, but it's almost as high as the Kia EV6. So this is a huge car. You cannot compare this with anything else. Maybe the BYD Tang is like less optimal for aerodynamics. But other than that car, this is the biggest car we have ever tested. So guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please drop me a thumbs up down below. And for more car content, as always guys, please subscribe. See you guys later and goodbye.